Hey guys, this is second part of Crochet Giraffe Snuggler tutorial, and in this video I will be showing you how to finish the giraffe. First, I will be showing you how to sew the ears to the head. I saw the ears at eyebrow level on the 18 row. You can mark the placement with pins. I'm going to use the chenille yarn end and yarn needle, and I'm going to sew the ear to the head in a row. First stitch goes under single crochet in the head. Next stitch goes into the ear. So you have to insert your needle through both layers of the ear. Next stitch goes into the head. And repeat it again all the way along. And tighten every stitch well. I don't want the ear to move like this, so I'm going to make a few more stitches. I will make one more stitch here and pull the ear closer to the head, and it stays in place and has a better shape. When you finish the sewing, you have to weave the yarn end inside the head and sew the second ear the same way. This is what it looks like, and I'm going to show you how to weave the end of yarn inside the head. Now let's sew the horns to the head. It's pretty simple. We are going to sew them in a round. I'm going to use the chenille yarn and yarn needle. Place the horns right next to the ears. First stitch goes into the head, and next stitch goes into the stitch in the horn. And repeat this all the way around. Sew the second horn to the head the same way, and then weave all tails inside the head of giraffe. Now I'm going to make a smile. So I'm going to use a black cotton yarn and yarn needle. So I will make big line, big stitch between third and fourth round. I always leave the starting tail longer because I will bring both ends together and then I will hide them inside the head of giraffe. In the middle of the line, in the middle of the smile, I have to make small stitch, which is holding stitch. So you have to make small stitch over the big line and insert your needle in the same stitch. So, like this, and it's invisible. Now let's make the mane. So use fluffy yarn and 4.5mm crochet hook. Start with a slip knot and then chain 4. Make first single crochet in the second chain from your hook. And if it's needed, you can use stitch marker and mark the first stitch. Then 1 single crochet in next 2 stitches, so you need to make 3 single crochets in a row. At the end of the row, chain 1 and turn your work. And then 3 single crochets again. Start in very first stitch and make first single crochet. So this is first single crochet in next stitch. 1 single crochet, it's second single crochet of the row. And 1 single crochet in very last stitch. At the end of the row, chain 1, turn your work and repeat it again. So you will make 3 single crochets in a row and make 7 rows in total. And this is what this looks like. Leave the tail longer because we will use it for sewing. And if you want, you can make more or less rows. It depends on you. And now we need to sew the mane to the head. And the sewing of the mane is pretty simple because the fluffy yarn hides everything. So use the fluffy yarn and use a yarn needle, and we are going to sew the mane to the head with invisible stitch, and we are going to sew the mane to the head in a round. Okay, so I made the first stitch into the head, and now I'm going to make next stitch into the mane. Next stitch goes into the head. Next stitch into the mane. So you will repeat this all the way along. Okay, it's perfect. And now I can weave both tails inside the mane and hide them inside the head of giraffe. Now I'm going to show you how to make the tail of giraffe. So start with fluffy yarn, use 4.5 millimeters crochet hook, start with magic ring. Then I'm going to make chain 1. This chain I count as single crochet, and then 5 single crochet into the magic ring. 5 plus 1 is 6, so start the first round with 6 single crochets into the magic ring. Tighten the magic ring, and I'm going to join the round with a slip stitch in the first stitch, not in the chain. Count it from the right side. It's 5th chain where you have to insert your hook and make a slip stitch. Next round, start in the same stitch where you made a slip stitch and make first single crochet. Mark the first stitch, it's the beginning of the round, and I'm going to hide the starting tail behind my work during crocheting and make 1 single crochet in each stitch around. So you need to have 6 stitches at the end of the second round. And that's all. At the end of the round, you can make a slip stitch and leave the end of yarn longer because we will use it for sewing. And you'll do it the same with chenille yarn. So start to crochet the first round with 6 single crochets into the magic ring, and then 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way around in 8 rounds in total. And now we can sew the fluffy part through the tail. When you finish the sewing, you have to add the fluffy end of yarn to the fluffy part of the tail, and don't stuff the tail. And now I'm going to show you how I sew the head to the body. I'm going to use pins with a large head, and I'm going to mark 4 points on the bottom of the head, and you can see where is the border of the head. I mean, it's the point where you will make stitches in row. So here on the left side and here on the right side. I'm going to check if it's okay. No, I have to remove it and do it again. Now it's good. Okay, next pin goes here in front, and the 4th pin goes into the back. Okay, I'm going to explain what it means. I will make stitches straight along the pin. So on the right side, I will make stitches along this pin, and back along this pin, on the left side along this pin, in front along this pin. In a row there is a row, so I will make stitches in a row straight along this front pin. Here I will make a diagonal stitch to get to the left side. Here I will make stitches straight along this pin. Here will be diagonal stitch. Here stitches in a row straight along the pin, diagonal stitch. And I think you will see it better when I sew the head to the body. You can use wooden skewer or small crochet hook as me to hold the hair to the body, and I'm going to sew the hair to the body with cotton yarn, thin cotton yarn. I have yellow color of the yarn, and I'm going to use yarn needle. I'm going to make first stitch under single crochet in the head. You can start wherever you want. I started on the right side and leave the starting tail longer. I will bring both ends together, tie a knot, and then I will weave both ends inside the head. And now we are going to make stitches straight along the pin. Now I'm going to make a stitch in the body. Then make a stitch in the head. Then one stitch in the body, and you will repeat this all the way along. And I'm going to show you on this side. You will tighten every stitch well, but now I'm going to show you the sewing, so I will not tighten it. Now we are moving to the back part, and here is necessary to make a diagonal stitch. Okay, I need to tighten it well now. Here, the first stitch is twisted, so I will fix it after. Okay, and now I'm going to make stitches along this pin. So you will make stitches straight along the pin, what is in back part of the head. But I can remove it now. I hope it's understandable. It's very hard to explain. It's very hard to explain in English for me. So I hope you understand what to do well. Tighten it well all the way along and continue working like this all the way along. If you want, you can continue sewing with the other tail of the yarn. And this is last stage of sewing, and then bring both ends together, tie a knot, and then weave both ends inside the head of giraffe. Okay, and now I'm going to show you how to sew the tail to the body. I'm going to use the chenille and yarn needle. and it's exactly the same sewing as the horn or the head. Just make a stitch into the body, then the stitch into the tail, and you will sew the tail to the body in a round. Weave the yarn end into the tail, and that's it. Okay, and we are at the end of the tutorial. If you like my giraffe, I will be happy for thumbs up. And if you don't subscribe my channel yet, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell as well, because you will never miss any of my video. Thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely day and see you soon at the next tutorial. Bye.